All right, I think we're working. What's happening, Feast and Friends? Welcome to another live. Tonight should be fun. We've got a couple familiar faces. One, of course, we got Dizzle, Mr. Randy. Thank you for joining us, brother, on location. We appreciate you.
Yeah, yes, sir. I was just telling Debo before we got going. I rolled up to a fishing spot that I'd gone to a few times here and was very overwhelmed with the amount of light tackle I had for the frogginess that I came across. So,
Mm, mm. That gets me going when you start talking about frogging, baby. I'm ready. And then below down here we got Mr. Rick from Monsterbass. So it has not been on my channel. I don't think you've ever been on my channel at all, right? No,
No,
okay.
never. How's it going?
What's up, dude? Yeah, everybody probably knows Rick already. I'm guessing most of my my fan base know you from seeing you on other people's, Rudd, Ben, all those guys. Awesome crew you've got there, and I'm excited to have you on tonight and talk about the Monsterbass stuff, kind of how you got into the journey, and the fun that goes with it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey. I mean, I got into the fishing space about a little more than a decade ago. I was working in an agency, and these guys showed up at my agency, and they wanted to build a website in the fishing space, and they had like $250,000 to spend. And I'll never forget, they walked in and they wanted to build this fishing report website. And in the middle of it, in the middle of the meeting, I'm literally like, what is this idea? So I excuse myself. I go to the bathroom. And I started Googling fishing reports from like my local lake in Los Angeles. And I was like, there's a million of them for free. And so I went back to the meeting and I just told the guys, thanks, but, I'm a big believer in karma. Let me give you the name of 3 other agencies. Well, it stuck with me for a month because if you gave my brother one day left on this planet, he'd throw in a dip and he'd go fishing because he loves it. Like, I like fishing. He loves it. This is his thing. And, so I ended up going to the Classic down in New Orleans. It was the year that Skeet Reese won. What was that, like 2000? When did he win? 2007? I don't know. Anyway, and I remember going to the weigh-in and I watched as everyone went across the stage and the guy was like, I wasn't able to find the fish today, but I followed this guy and he put me on fish and the next guy got up and he said the same thing. And I watched as every Bubba in the audience was like, baby, I got to get me one of those things. And I sat back and it was at that moment I realized, wow, the product placement and the fact that people are so into this stuff is amazing. And so I had this idea because my girlfriend at the time, she wanted to, she had like a subscription box to makeup. And so I was like, we should just do it in fishing. And of course, then I Google searched it and found that someone was already doing it. But I was like, all right, well, we can do it better. And so we started Lucky Tackle Box. And, that was a good little ride for a while. And then, I left the company because I actually got fired because at the time, the owner.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So at the time, so he had asked me for my business plan for the next year. My plan was, let's regionalize, let's break the country up, and let's do all this stuff. And he didn't like the idea. He wanted to
wow.
He kind of wanted to do what Mystery was doing, where, you create like 10 brands, fill the box, control your costs, maximize profits. But they wanted to shortcut it. They just were like, let's come up with Clear Lake Lures. Let's come up with Texas Tackle and do no work. Don't even build websites. And I was like, we can't do that. I'm like, people are really smart in the fishing space. Like they know like when they're being scammed. And
yeah, they'll let you know too on your videos and lives. And yeah, they'll let you know about it.
For sure. And so
this guy over here.
Yeah. And so I went on vacation and partway through my vacation, I couldn't log into the website. And I was like, something's going on. And that's when he's like, we're going to go a different direction. And I was like, all right, fine. And but he owed me a lot of money, and he decided he wasn't going to pay me. He was going to treat me like every other vendor. And so,
wow,
I
didn't know any of this.
Yeah, so and we're talking 6 figures. We're not talking 100 or not 2. We're talking
wow,
like $350,000, which at the time was like was a lot of my life savings. And so I remember I cleared the house out and I said, everybody go away, leave for the weekend. And, I live in Los Angeles and I burn a lot of wood. Like I'm probably the only person that I burn so much firewood in the backyard. And so I remember I got in the backyard, I was drinking bottles of vodka and I cried. I allowed myself to really feel, like the victim and feel like shitty and all that crap. And then, after the 2 days, I sobered up. I took a shower and I went and wrote a business plan and went and raised some money and said, all right, well, if he's not gonna pay me, I'm gonna go after them and try and bury him. And it wasn't really hard.
Dog.
It wasn't really hard because they went down the path that they went down on, and they're still doing it to this day, right? Like they're still putting out no name product, like fully, like with fake UPC codes on the back. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Is that Bog?
Like
is that Bog dog behind you?
Yeah, there's Mikey Ball's dog right behind me. Come here.
That's Bog. So, Rick, where are you at? What are you doing? Why is Mikey Ball's dog in your house? What's
so I'm actually in Guntersville.
Guntersville.
Yep.
Guntersville.
And I'm here with Alex Rudd. I'm here with Mikey Balls and Sam Moore from More Media, and we're filming and fishing and having a good time. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
you got the big guns down there with you.
We do.
I love the Bog dog. I don't actually comment on Mr. Mikey Balls' stuff because I don't watch YouTube enough. But I'm a huge pit bull fan. Love the rescue pits.
Yeah.
Nothing but support for them. Jesse, we got a donation in. Jesse with the $10 bomb. Jesse, thank you, brother. Said, Debo, your advice this week led me to 2 respectable fish. One was my biggest fish of the year so far. Just wanted to show a little something for appreciation. Well, dude, you don't need to donate. A simple thanks is enough for me, but I appreciate you, man. And I'm glad my tips listen. At least you're catching decent fish because I still haven't figured that out for the year. I finally caught a decent one, but it's been a rough spring for old Debo. I'm not gonna lie. Rick, this is kind of some behind the scenes stuff. Rick, and I think we can kind of the proverbial break the seal on the cool deal going on tonight. So I put down in the description. I think Monsterbass will probably link it in the comments too. But Monsterbass was nice enough tonight to do a $1 bait. So apparently they do this on their tech stuff. I don't have the tech stuff set up yet. But they do like $1 bait Fridays, free bait Friday, I think they call it. And essentially it's $1 bait. So it's $1 for shipping. So it's the Seeker 6 is what we've got. Rick, and I don't know if you want to introduce it. Rick said he had a PowerPoint ready for all this, and
I do. Yeah, it's gonna be great. 48 slides. They'll only take about an hour and 10 minutes. So everyone, grab your popcorn. No, so it's actually one of the baits we were fishing with today. So this is one of the Seekers. It's from our crankbait series. We've got a 6, 8, and a 10.
Hold on 1 second, Rick. Debo, go big screen, full screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, good call.
So we got a 6, 8, and a 12. Sorry. We were deep cranking today, and Rudd was just slamming them on this all day long. And it's a relatively new series for us. We just launched it last year, right before the holiday, and we basically want everyone to be able to try it. And so what we're doing is, if you haven't signed up for our SMS list yet, you can do so just by following the instructions down below. We'll hook you up with one of these for $1. And you can see for yourself. We caught like a ton of fish today. We probably caught 23 to 4 pounders off this one ledge. It was crazy, and all on Seeker. So yeah, if you haven't signed up before, I'd say give it a try. It's $1, and you get you're gonna get a really great crankbait.
Yeah, I was testing it out the other day. I think I got 10 casts in and lost the nice bluegill one to a brush pile fishing from the bank.
Yeah.
And then I caught a couple dinks on the like the sexy shad color, which I really liked. And then I
did have a good save at one point in time.
I did, yeah. I did save it once.
You took your entire rod and reel combo apart. It was a retie, a resort, and I'm like, dude, just dive in the water at this point in time because he's almost
would have
above
made
the
for a
soles
better
of
video.
his shoes. Yeah.
Cops called, Debo almost drowned, MR or Monsterbass crank caught in face.
Dizzle snag
Trouble.
Debo.
So yeah, I like the crank. I did get it tested out. I wish I could have got a full video on it and kind of done that before and dropped it. That was my plan, but didn't work out. Fish didn't want it. I did finally catch some fish on Topwater. That happened the other night, but didn't get onto the crank bite. But
You don't say.
so I put that. Yeah. I put that down below. I didn't. I was gonna make sure I covered. I just put the link, so it's super easy. All you do, you click the link, you get a text, you hit send. Then it takes you through the stuff. You hit like accept or whatever, and it takes you to their website to pick up the crank for $1. You can add other stuff to your cart. One thing that I thought about, if you're already a member, I don't know how that works. If it still gives you the same deal or not, I forget what Rafi told me.
Yeah,
but if you have like
they've already signed up, then they probably already got this deal before.
Right. Okay. But otherwise, you could use like your $10 card if you just became a member and not on the SMS deal, like a box thing. You could use your $10 card, which would be pretty cool.
Sure.
Rafi did tell me that it will only work for the first 800 people. So first 800 people listening, that's all it goes to. And then the link has to be on your phone. So don't try to do the link on a computer. It won't work. It's an SMS text. So it's a text to your phone once you click it. And then it gives you to you on here to hit send as a text message. So 800 folks, do it on the phone. Make sure you click the link on your phone, not your computer. Click it on the phone and get a $1 bait. So if I didn't already get a couple, I would have got in that too. But they deleted my thing and they wouldn't let me. So Rick, speaking about baits, so the whole box thing, I know you approached me a long time ago and I was like, you know what? I had one of the worst experiences with a partner / sponsor ever, and I thought that I would probably never ever work with anybody ever again because it was horrific. And you approached me pretty early. You and I think Ben might have reached out to me first and saying, hey, I was like, no, man, I don't really want to do anything with anybody. And the more you guys got to doing this stuff and the more you all got into teaching and like, hey, listen, we're not just going to like try to give you a couple like cool baits, because I had Lucky Tackle Box for some time. And it was like, some of the stuff was hit or miss. I think I did get my first Whopper Plopper. Whoops. Sorry. Knock everybody. I think I got my first Whopper Plopper out of there.
Yeah.
And I was never going to buy one. I think I got it out of that actually. And then, some of the stuff was like, like, I don't know if I'm going to use this pack of worms. It was kind of hit or miss. And it was just kind of like, here's a box and you're done. Yeah. But what you guys have done that's really cool is you not only tailor it to the region, but you give people a guide now. And especially this year, I think you all have stepped it up to a level that no other box has even touched. And that's kind of my thing, that, you put the booklets together, you show people how to do this stuff. And that's what I really appreciate.
Yeah, when you think about the boxes, and there's a lot of people that just do unboxing videos, and I appreciate all those people, whether they like the box or they don't. But I think that what they try to do is do an apples to apples comparison, when the reality is they're not really an apples to apples comparison, because you open some of these boxes and it's literally a box of random baits. And what we've tried to do is, whether you're new to fishing or you just want to get better, what we've done in 2020 this year is really bring it all together so that we can teach you like 4 or 5 things in every box. And if you just pull one nugget of information that helps you, modify a technique or a bait or just the way you throw something, you're going to learn something, because we bring together a lot of some of the best sticks. Like we got Mikey Balls, we got Alex Rudd. Sometimes it's Travis Manson, Epic Eric, Chad Hoover, you name it. And these in every box has this 20-page guidebook, and we're going to teach you 4 or 5 things, like I said. And so and every piece is designed to work together. So like, next month, is it next month? No, next month's Topwater, but like July, for example, like we're gonna put together like the Tokyo rig. So we're gonna give you the weight, we're gonna give you the terminal, we're gonna give you the baits, right? So everything works together so that we're not just giving you random stuff. The terminal always pairs perfectly with the hooks. Someone's asking about a Mikey Ball signature box. Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get over to the comments. I'm sorry, everyone. We love you. It's hard to keep up with all the comments. Y'all pepper me. We've got 167 people watching. Let's get that up. Let's get to like 300 tonight. Share with your friends, your aunt, your uncle. I don't care who you invite. Let's get people watching.
Yeah, I know.
A balls box. A balls box would be cool.
Yeah.
Debo,
I think that's the neat thing when you look at like, oh, go ahead, Randy.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, I know you and I had talked, I had done another mystery box for a while, and I was always getting stuff. I was like, do you want this? I don't even know what to do with this thing.
I'm not going to use this. And it's
or
so,
you know,
that's the tough part though. I think boxes kind of get a bad rap because not everybody's going to use everything. Like whoever helped put together the drop shot box, they need to get clotheslined and kicked out the front door because that's a horrible box. I hate drop shots, right? But the cool thing is it forced me to use it the other night, right? It's something that I've said I want to get better at.
You
and
did
like
work on the drop shot the other night.
I did, and I did it the other night on my own. So it's not going to be for everything. I would want a box of only frogs from Rick, just a frog box. And there's about a bajillion people that would say this is the stupidest box. Frogs are dumb. You can't please everybody and everything. But what I like is they say, listen, here's what we're going to show you for the month. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but give it a try. And here's a whole bunch of information on how to do it instead of just here's a box of random stuff.
Yeah, and I think that anyone that's going to be disappointed that they got something that they don't like probably shouldn't be getting a box because you're better off just taking money and going picking out the baits that you want.
Right.
We want to take you out of your comfort zone, maybe introduce you to some new brands, and then give you some video content to show you how to use this. Then maybe a box is for you. But I'm always amazed when someone's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you put this in the box. I would never use it." Well, it's a mystery box, right? I'm not telling you.
Fish in the Southeast in here. We all know him. He needs to get slapped in the mouth for a comment like that. Love drop shotting more than Ned rigging. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I do have a question. How many stickers are included in this box? Traditionally, I have a big safe behind me. And it is plastered. Three-fourths of it is plastered head to toe.
I've got stickers. Funny thing, Rick can actually attest to that. I've been saving all my stickers. I'm not a sticker guy. I could care less about stickers, but I've got multiple buddies that are sticker fans, especially this guy, and I've been saving you my stickers, Randy. So
that's amazing. I just want to sticker a house or something and be like, I don't need siding. I have a sticker house. Leave me alone.
Oddly enough, it's probably one of the biggest customer service tickets. If someone's missing hooks, they'll be like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay. You can give me give me a credit or something." But if they don't get their stickers, I'm not kidding. People they lose their minds. It's unbelievable.
I'll be honest. I have one side of the safe, so as it's setting behind me, this my right, your guys' left side. The entire side of it is nothing but fish related stickers. And, I think I may send an email where I might call if I didn't get my fish stickers in a month. I'm just saying.
Crazy.
I love my fish stickers.
I'm going through comments, trying to find fun and interesting things. Oh, we just got, is that Mr. Ramon Outdoors? Let's see. Let me scroll down. I believe that's his picture. There it is. I knew it. Ramon Outdoors. What's up, brother? He said, I used the March Texas rig box. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. For example, you would think I'm a huge bait nut. Not as much as some people on the old stuff, like Epic Eric, for example, one of your guys. Yeah. Super cool, as down to earth as you can get. But I'm a pretty big bait nut. I had never seen the boar hogs. I think the Z-Man boar hogs. Never used them. Never heard of them. And I felt like a dummy when I got that in the Carolina rig box. And just because it's a Carolina rig box doesn't mean you have to fish on that. I think a little Finesse Texas rig on that all day would crush them. Sure. And I've never seen that bait, and I felt like a dummy. But
you don't have any of those sitting around to show the class, Debo?
No, I don't. I think they're out in the garage. I was organized. So people talk about my organization. I got another one of these to try to get everything organized down here. Y'all would crap if you saw the clutter and stuff. I've been trying to organize this half of the basement because I moved, but Ramon, sorry.
Mods. I mean, it looks to me like you're starting a store.
I've got, I think probably 8 combos or so. He said, I used the March Texas rig box to catch my first bass on a Texas rig. I didn't use it to throw that often and wanted to learn it because of the box. Dude, yeah, that's a perfect example. I don't drop shot much, and I got the drop shot box, and I'm like, well, need to get my butt to work. So
yeah, I get it, right? But it's funny because people, they hear that we're going to teach you the drop shot, and they immediately think the whole box is going to be drop shot. But there's literally 5 video lessons in every box, and maybe 2 of them are on the drop shot. So it's it's hard to give it a theme other than June, because June everything's Topwater. So that's an easy one.
Love it. And like the cool thing is, like, for example, that's what I mean is, like, you might get something you love and you might get something you're like, I don't know about it. And like Rick said, it's not for everybody. If you don't want to get random baits, yeah, just save your money and go to the store. That's what I did, for the longest time. But I thought it was cool what you guys were doing, teaching people, giving them this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this would be cool to be a part of. And you guys give back. Rick and I had talked before. I have a close family member going through cancer. And when my baits dropped, which I need to promote that, I did see you guys are selling those separately now. So I had a bunch of people asking about the DEBO'S Color Mini D-Bomb. They sell those separately on the Monsterbass website now. And a portion of that's going to charity. So that's freaking cool. I know you guys do a bunch of charity work, and I thank you for that. I know other people thank you for the charities and stuff. It means a lot. So not just, some money grab BS, of course you guys have to make money, but thinking of that stuff on little things too. So
yeah, I think it's really important to give back and be grateful for the opportunity that we do have, because like, guys like you have a big audience, and you can be really impactful if you choose to use your audience that way. And I think when, to each his own, but I've got a platform and I want to use it, whether it's with, Rudd's crankbaits and the things that we're going to do, or,
another perfect example.
Yeah. When we launched the Missile D-Bombs, and, we're going to give a portion of every pack sold to different charities.
Yeah. And Rudd's is, I forget the name of it, the gastro, I know it was like colon related. I don't remember the exact name of it. But
yeah, we're going to work with an organization called Punt, and they're working on the details right now because it's based out of Buffalo, New York, but they're going to be bringing it to his area, and we're going to be putting a program together.
Yeah. Wishes out to him. I know I've talked to Alex separately and appreciate him. He's a good dude, but the stuff you've done before and Alex has done on his channel, anytime you guys can get involved in that. And I'm super skeptical of a lot of the like the charity stuff. So unless it's like one I know, I'll be honest, I'm a curmudgeon. I don't like to tip when I go to restaurants, and I don't like to give to charities that I don't know. So I'm kind of.
What are you pulling a Mr. Pink here from Reservoir Dogs? You don't like to tip?
Listen, my tip will start at $20, and as long as you do a good job, you'll get close to that 20. But the more you suck, the more it goes down. So I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know where I was going with that.
Regardless of what the total is?
Well, I mean, just if that's the 20%, I don't 15% or whatever. Yeah, Gramps, I agree. Gramps knows what I'm talking about. Cancer sucks. Cancer is a piece of crap, and it shouldn't exist.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to change from the topic because it is a very important topic, but I want to keep it a little bit more upbeat and a little more
go for it. What do you
fun
got?
going.
Keep it fun, Rainbow.
One of the big things is I've gotten the mystery boxes before, just like DEBO. I got my first Whopper plopper from a box, but it was almost like a dual buzz bait Whopper plopper. It was terrible. I gave it to DEBO. But anyway, they also had books, and their books were probably about the same size as yours, but they were honestly filled with garbage. Sure, it might be funny to like flip through and read and things like that, but the idea of a book, for me, I like to sit down and look at something and be hands-on, and like if it's tying a knot or something like that, I like to be able to see it and do it. And the idea of having a full book just specifically for the lures that you just gave me that I may not like, or I don't ever want to use, because I'm not like DEBO. I don't love throwing a frog. I'll throw it, but I'd rather throw a jig. We're like the heaven and hell type of fishing buddies. He likes to be up top on the top water. I like to be down low on the bottom. But to get an idea of different ways to throw the lures, how to rigging them. Oh my God. Rigging them up is the biggest thing for me, just because I don't necessarily like to give a whole lot of time to looking at it. And if I had got a little book or I got some pointers or things like that, that's truly awesome. I'd rather have a book that's 50 pages long filled with stuff that I can actually use versus a book that's, 10 pages long filled with half funny stuff,
Rud. What's up, Alex? Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
What are you boys into?
Yeah. Huh?
So what you boys into? Anything good?
Oh, just talking to Rick. Now we get to talk to both of you. This is fun.
What is
Randy needs a hug.
an old man? Tilt the screen down a little bit. It's like dealing with my dad.
Oh my god. Oh, damn.
Yeah, we thought there was a couple of people that thought Rick was in the bathroom when it first started. It was like up above him. We could only see his face.
Oh, wow.
Hey, if you got to go potty on the live, that's fine. We're not going to judge. You got to go. You got to go.
I mean, it wouldn't be.
Debo will always say, "Hey, I got to go take care of the kids real quick," and cut the mic,
and then I
cut
actually
the
have to
camera
go-
feed,
I have
and
to
run
go
to the
poop.
bathroom.
You gotta go. Well, Rick, so talking about baits, getting into the boxes and stuff, what has been, I know you've got some of the Monsterbass baits, or like even any bait that you've dealt with, like company or whatever. What has been your favorite bait to like either get in the box, or like one of the baits you've been most excited about? Like, man, this one's really cool. We need to have this in here more often, or something like that for both you guys. Alex, I know you work a lot on it, so
Yeah,
we
I think
get the double-headed dragon with us here. I love it. Not to be confused with double dragon.
I think the collaborations have been pretty special to be able to do those things. I think we've got one coming up in January, I believe. I guess I could talk about it, but I'm pretty sure, knock on wood, we're going to see a jackhammer in the box. And,
Sweet.
I think people will be pretty happy with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Thunder Cricket's an underrated one too. I know you guys have had that in. I didn't get that box, the Z-Man. I think you had did you have a Thunder Cricket, or not the Z-Man box, the box before that I think had a Thunder Cricket.
Yeah, the Strike King.
You did have, I think, the best bank fishing chatterbait. I don't know that I have one, but the old cross eyes in there. Love it.
Yeah, the Z-Man takeover was a special one too, because we had talked with Daniel about doing one before, and it's always been a challenge because Z-Man's in such demand that like them changing production schedules to put it in the box and to dedicate an entire box is quite the undertaking for them. But they saw so much value, like the number of impressions, the number of people just commenting about it, they loved it so much that they're encouraged and they want to do it again next year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Ronald said he prefers the Thunder Cricket. Yeah, I've had really good luck on it. It's kind of more of a finesse. I feel like a finesse bladed jig.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You might know
What's that?
about fishing.
I
I asked him today. I'm like, talk to me about the difference between the jackhammer and the Thunder Cricket.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're kind of talking about the differences. Berkeley has a new bladed jig coming out, and so when that hits the market, it's going to be a completely different, avenue into the ball game, right? And so, like for me, a jackhammer does really well around grass. It's a lot deeper thud, it's slower than the Thunder Cricket, whereas the Thunder Cricket's a really fast bait. Really fast, and it always does really well around hard cover for me. And this new Berkeley bladed jig is just something completely different than those two as well. And so it's just really interesting, the whole bladed jig thing. I know for me, obviously my crankbaits, that's my big thing in the box, right? Like it's just cool to me that I was able to do a signature series of crankbaits and then be able to take all that money that we're going to make from that thing and give it to pediatric cancer. So that's
freaking awesome, brother.
Let's do that more. Let's help people more. I like helping people, so that's what I'm all about.
Totally.
Yeah. As long as there's somebody I trust. Otherwise, I'm going to be a curmudgeon about it.
That's right.
Fisher Grant says, "Don't tell me about baits that aren't going to be in the box." So he wants to know, Brad. He's calling you out. Are you going to get this new blade?
Yeah.
Listen,
but is Berkeley going to be in the box?
I know a guy or six. We could probably.
Is that a guarantee?
That's not a guarantee. I don't guarantee anything.
You can't make it happen.
No, I can't. I can give you a contact and you can make it. So we're gonna put the guarantee on Rick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Actually, now that we're on this, the vibrating jigs, I appreciate your guys' knowledge. So how about the Willow Vibe? I have not got to fish those yet, and I know that was in your Z-Man box, right?
Yeah.
Randall got his hands on a couple, so I know Randy, you're kind of interested in them. What are they, even more of a finesse, or like what's their deal?
Yeah, they're just really finesse. Actually, it's kind of a different. I don't know. It's very fast. It's very subtle. Like my experience with it was throwing it on a spinning rod, like a little bitty, little bitty trailer on the back of that thing, just like really slow rolling it like on a spinning rod. it's weird. It's a weird bait. There's a bite that happens around me about July where the bass get on those little like glass minnows, and I think something like
and they
that
can't
appeal because I'm going to be able to just slow roll it through a lot of these areas where you can't get anything,
Dude, you can't get anything to bite them.
Yeah, and so
you try topwater. Yeah, it's so frustrating, man.
I even like resorted to throwing like clear topwaters on this bite, and they still wouldn't eat that. And so I'm thinking like that little bitty willow vibe with just like a little bitty straight tail bait on the bag. Is going to kill.
Yeah, that's actually what they suggested was the minnows.
Yeah.
And so that's what we paired with it.
Yeah.
Is that like a fluke thing? I guess I don't remember what those are.
Yeah, essentially it's just like a straight
tail
thing. Yeah. Very small, very subtle. I think it'll get crushed. That's one of those things that's like you look at it and you go, I'm going to catch a bunch of dinks on that. And then you end up like bowing into a 6-pounder, You know what I mean?
I'll take that. The year I've been having, I'll take anything, man. I'm about ready to cut a leg off and donate it to the almighty down below just to get fish catching abilities.
I'm telling you, dude, you're too close to Spirit Lake. You need to just go over and knock on the door and be like, hey, let me in. I want to go.
Dude, I would love to hit Spirit and
I fish
more,
Spirit
but it's like
quite
a 4.5 hour drive.
Yeah, it's probably more than that, Debo.
It takes me as long to get to Spirit Lake as it does to Chicago from where I live. Maybe a little longer. Which is stupid.
Spirit's got better fish bites than Chicago does. So
this is true. Jim, Tackle Junkie in the house. What's up, brother? We have more people talking about the differences. We kind of got the whole contention of jackhammer versus thunder crickets going. I was not trying to do that. Just talking about the differences. That's one thing in the fishing community, man. You have to be. I posted a deal on Luz versus Shimano. Like, what do you guys like better? And it just got off onto a whole different conundrum. It's pretty funny.
We're bringing in somebody else.
We got the big. Oh, Mr. Balls. I've never got to talk to you before, man. What's going on?
Hey, dude, we've kind of went back and forth on Instagram a little bit, dude. But I love what you do.
Yeah. I mean, in person, and you got a bog dog, so I freaking love the bog dog.
His bog dog is right here. I don't think Rick's very happy with bog dog. He's probably been video bombing a little bit.
Dude, it's pit dogs are welcome. I have a stubby dog, a rescue from the shelter here. Somebody chopped off his ears when he was little and
seriously
kind of mistreated. Yeah, but he's like the best dog, the most chill, beautiful dog. What's that?
What color is he?
Black and white. Hold on, I'll see if I can get him down here.
Yeah,
the most chill, super dude, hyperactive.
Sleep
dog.
and cuddle. He's like my therapy dog through the last few years.
He's a good boy. He's for sure a good boy.
A good one here. This is the one I saw. Blind Eye said grubs work good on that willow vibe.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
Sure.
Okay. So what do you guys have? Do you guys have anything you want to bring up? Anything fun to share to everybody? What do y'all got?
Debo, go grab a Mr. Stubbies, and we'll keep.
I'll grab a stubby dog.
Bud.
Anything exciting that you got going on, buddy?
I'm really, really sunburned. I'll tell you what, we just shot a bunch of stuff for Monsterbass and had a blast, dude, and caught a bunch of fish. And I'm very excited to see how these videos turn out because I think they're going to be sick.
Yeah, it's going to be
so
sick.
Kind of unrelated topic, but as far as the sunburns go, do you go into the season and just expecting to get that first one and just get it out of the way so you're good with it for the rest of the season? Or you just kind of, okay, I'm going to tiptoe into the water. I'll get maybe a little tan here, a little tan there, and hopefully I don't get the bad sunburn. For me personally, I'm diving in head first. I'm like, give me all the sun you want. That was a couple of weeks ago. Me and Debo went out, and I regretted life for like 2 or 3 days because I was like, I don't want to move at all because I hurt.
I'll tell you what, dude, coming from Florida, I'm a little more tentative with the sun. I'm originally from Wisconsin, so I'm like, yeah, man, sun ain't got nothing on me. And when I first flew down there, I had an experience where I got so sunburned because I was being hard-headed that actually my fingernails fell off, dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I remember we're from Iowa, so I went down to Alabama for a music festival, and I remember wearing a T-shirt, and I got burnt through the T-shirt I was wearing, and I was like, this sucks so bad. We left the next day, and I'm just like itching the entire day, just sunburnt through my T-shirt. So it is a little bit different down south.
Something I'll throw out there too, dude. So I got a little ballsy before the video started. I went idle a bunch, looking for some offshore schools, exploring some of the lake. And I'm like, you know what? I never wear a T-shirt out on the water. And I had a cool little Monsterbass, that Whataburger t-shirt. So I throw it on and I'm like, I'm going to be all cool on the water. And I haven't done that in years, dude. And it was a huge freaking mistake. And I'll tell you this. So it feels good to get some sun and all that. But the reality is, if you're out there to fish for 10 or 12 hours and you're going to do it for 2 days straight, the worst thing you can do is to get burned. So going out wearing long sleeves, it's funny because I get questions on my YouTube. Why are you wearing those dumb fishing gloves? They're not fishing gloves, dude. They're please burn my hands to death gloves. But like, if you protect yourself a little bit, you'd be amazed how much more energy you have going into multiple
100%.
If you're gonna send it for one day, you're fried. But like, it's good. 85 degrees, wear pants. You'd be amazed how much more comfortable you are at the end of the day.
Like
dude.
fishing multiple days.
Yeah.
Like by the end of the 4th day, if you are sunburned, you're
burnt.
You're miserable.
Yeah.
You're miserable and you're not fishing good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what's I got the hand tan. Y'all can probably see it. I mean, like
gloves,
long sleeves and no gloves.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I had that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but I cover up. I'm the same way. Hood up all day. I mean, sunscreen on the legs. Like, I get burnt.
These hoodies are the best too, dude, because I always forget to put my buff on, and at least it like blocks your neck out, you know, and the back. Is another.
I'm hood party now too. Yeah, I've finally got one with it, and dude, same. Just flip it up and be done.
Yeah, and like you can ask Debo. I'm like, I am not good with sun protection whatsoever. He'll be spraying up with, sunscreen, stuff like that. I'm like, no hat, sleeveless shirt. Let's go. Let's get it. No sunscreen, the whole nine. And then usually the next day I'm calling him and I'm like, dude, I hate life right now. So I think I'm going to follow his footsteps a little bit better and, at least baby steps with the sunscreen, I guess.
It's worth it. And I'll
no
tell you another thing. It's not the prettiest thing, but when it comes to sunscreen, the stuff you want to use is the zinc. People make fun of me on the channel for looking like a white, using probably something that I probably shouldn't, all over my face, kind of, funny looking. But that zinc oxide sunscreen, the chemical stuff it's not nearly as bad for you. You look like the old Beach Boys from the 50s, but it really does the job a lot better. And it's a lot better for your, not to be too like organic body oriented. It's a lot better for your body and your health overall.
No, for sure. Dude, me and Randy were just joking about this because I despise ticks and mosquitoes. And I was team DEET for the longest time. And just lately, I don't know if it's because I've been older, but like I've been spraying down with DEET and I'm like, my skin burns and I don't feel right.
Yes.
This probably isn't
100%.
good. I've been DEETing too long. So
it tastes like burning.
Around it, sometimes you got to use the hard stuff, but like at least with sunscreen, like the old school zinc, sometimes it's even cheaper, dude. You can get like a bottle of like the baby zinc for like less than you can get like the fancy spray bottles and all that, and it's 100%.
I've never even heard of that.
Doesn't look good, but it does the job, dude.
Yeah, the last thing I'm gonna say is like I made the mistake the last time we went out, and I had. Like the bandana folded up, not the full on like Tupac bandana, but just across the forehead. And the top of my head from like here back was just like almost purple and then white and then dark again. And I'm like, I noticed it way too late. I'm like, man, my head, oh God, I got to take this off. And by the time I looked at it, I was like, I'm done.
The best sunburn that I've ever seen was Ben. We went out to the bay one day. I was up there fishing with him, and he had his hat on that was like mesh on top like this.
He didn't put it.
He didn't put it. He literally had the line in his head. Neapolitan ice cream. It was like pink, white, and then brown. It was great.
Oh, I love it.
That's so good.
Buddy Jermaine says, "What's up, Mikey?"
What's up,
Jermaine? Thanks for hopping on. Hopefully your leg's feeling better. Did see you out catching some fish lately. What else we got? Rich, Hellabass in the chat.
Hell yeah.
Thumbs up. Who's hitting the lake tomorrow? Are you guys hitting Guntersville again tomorrow?
I think me and Rod might give her a run. I got to clean up after these jokers first, and then we'll try to send it probably.
Yep.
Prior to the storm, we don't want to get zapped,
Yeah, lightning, no bueno.
Yeah, right.
I'll be out there with a fishing line coming up off the water because of static electricity.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Now that I got a little faster boat, I'm more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
When I was down in Florida, we get these pop-up storms, dude, and literally they come out of nowhere. And I love my tracker that I used to have, but like you're either 10 minutes too early or 10 minutes too late. And the majority of the time I was 10 minutes too late, dude.
And people don't understand when you get on that big water, like, sorry, I think there's a delay on my side, but when you get on that big water, like you can get out there and you don't even see land. Like I don't do it that often because I have an aluminum kayak with a trolling motor. So like if I get into something bad, I'm screwed. I'm like, I just like hold up all my rods and hope that I die because I'm screwed anyway.
Wow, dude.
But yeah, when you get out on that big water, man, you can get out. You know, I've done it a couple of times, and it's kind of freaky. Like if something pops up, like you're out there and
well, the worst thing is it's wonderful. It's like beautiful out. You're like, dude, I want to get out. It's glass, or there's a nice chop on the water, and then in literally 15 minutes, it's man, it's torrential, and you're in a monsoon. The waves kick up, the wind kicks up. And, sometimes if we're being honest, sometimes the smartest thing is to not go anywhere, dude, and to just wait it out because it's a pop-up storm. But that's why you got to know your region and your weather and kind of know how things work where you're at.
Yeah, Debo, we were out the other day.
That seems like my default. If I can't go fishing, I look at tackle or buy tackle.
What was it? 3 times ago, we went out and, it was storming to the south of us. Yeah. And we were fishing. I was out on a jetty. Debo was like going up this bank, and he left like traditionally like Debo does. He left all of his equipment over here by me, and he walks this way just because he assumes it's safe over there by itself. And then all of a sudden, like to the north behind my back, just this huge lightning bolt that I saw as I'm facing to the south crashes behind me, and I'm like grabbing everything up and like getting as low as possible and like trying to get out of there.
Yeah,
and
comes out of nowhere.
We're done. Yeah, it's crazy. I can think even more, down there where it's just even more so.
Oh yeah. So what else do you guys have on the horizon for like boxes or anything fun? I guess for everybody watching, we're at 41 minutes in, and you guys feel free if you guys have anything fun, throw it out there. I'm down for whatever, but I want to know what else do you guys have planned for like any fun box stuff or?
Yeah, the June box, we're going to launch the Monsterbass tournament. So we're going to divide the country into regions. We're going to have big fish and then your best 5. It's a month-long tournament. It's free.
Can I fish that?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's
getting in on that too.
It's free for Monsterbass subscribers, and it'll be on Fishing Chaos, but we'll include something in the box for everyone. Your identifier if you're on a kayak, and
any species. It's not just bass, yeah?
No, it's just bass.
Just bass. Right. Okay, I misheard.
Just black bass.
Black bass.
Yeah, smallmouth, largemouth.
I
say here in Iowa we grow some real nice corn. We can find some of them carp.
I was going to say, can we get a little a buffer over here?
He was going to be out there gaffing carp.
Yeah. Look, I just got this.
I do it legally. Actually, I could. I've got my bow. I can go bowing anytime. So,
dude, there was so many.
It's not my thing.
That was crazy. It must be huge now.
That's what. So we pulled off of Guntersville, no more than like an hour ago, and all the bass boats are going out. And literally in the parking lot, it's all tin rigs and these crazy modded like flat top tin rigs, and literally going out to go,
Yep. That's huge around here with
big
carp.
Light bars out in front.
Yeah,
and all that
lighted.
Stuff.
Yeah. Crazy. Carp guys loved it. It's like I don't get it. Like I don't like to kill stuff. I'm all about hunting. But like if I kill it, I want to eat it.
Yeah.
And unless you know how to like cook carp, I don't even want to fart around with that. Like I'm not just going to shoot a carp to shoot it. And
the reality though is in this region we do have a bit of a management issue.
That's true. Yeah, that's a different deal. Yeah.
So in a way, the recreational aspect of that is also positive from an ecosystem standpoint here.
Sure.
So it isn't so bad to have those guys because really the river, dude, there's so much life in it.
Yeah.
It might
dude.
catch
whole different story.
Here, but there's so much life in there that it's good to take some of that stuff out to keep the fishery healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think people kind of get that misconstrued with grass carp here. Like grass carp are good. Grass carp are good in the lake. Like as long as you don't have, bajillions of them, but it's different from, like the silver big head, sheephead carp, the bad, Asian carp stuff, kind of a whole different deal. Yeah. With those, what was there? There was the dude like on the back of the boat with a samurai sword waiting for him to jump up and trying to chop him in half.
Carp ninja?
Yeah, you can go ninja. You can go ninja mode on them.
Asian carp taste amazing if you've never had one. So the TWA,
seriously?
I heard people. I heard they pickle them.
So the TWA big push on people. Like if you catch an Asian carp, they can home fillet it and eat it.
No.
Beautiful white meat. They were frying it at the Bassmaster
No
Classic
crap.
in Knoxville. It was delicious.
Pass.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Why would they not just, if they're a nuisance, you can take as many of them as you want. Why not?
Kill them, yeah.
It's rough fish.
Because they'll jump in your boat if you want to. Just try fast.
Yeah.
Hell, if I knew they tasted so good.
Real quick, Debo, while we're on this topic, I'm going to switch it real fast. Chris Russ did ask a question to Rich just maybe a minute or two ago.
Yep, I see it.
What's your favorite part about putting the monthly boxes together?
It's a challenge because we are a for-profit business, right? Like, as much as I enjoy doing this, I can't do it because, I do have to put food on my own table. And so we have a budget for the box. And the challenge has always been, how do we make that budget go as far as possible, right?
So you're not just going to throw in like 5 or 6 different jackhammers and call it good for $10 or?
Yeah. So
everybody likes jackhammers. 6 of those, and we should make everybody happy.
And the challenge has always been how to say no to what is conceivably a really good deal, but it's a discontinued or overstock bait, right? Like someone mentioned, like, it doesn't matter what it is because then it'll specify whose box it was in. But like, I say no all the time to baits that I could put in there that probably most people wouldn't know are discontinued, but I just don't feel right about putting discontinued or overstock in. So my favorite part is really just like trying to put it all together like a puzzle and still deliver on the promise of what we're trying to do. And that's, deliver a box where everything kind of works together and we can teach you 4 or 5 new things. I think my other favorite part is when we do get to do some of the special boxes, like, the Z-Man takeover, or we get to launch a bait. Like we are working with a brand that's never been in the box and we're going to launch a bait. They're going to launch it at ICAST and then we'll launch it in the box. And it's sort of a collaboration, so that's probably my favorite part.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a really hard kind of hump for you to get over as a distributor of a box, because fishing, I think I don't want to say more than anything. Like I think cars is probably that way too, but fishing I would say is one of the top brand loyal sport recreational things kind of that you run into. Like people get on a bait or a brand and they don't want to get away from it. That's the reason I never bought a Shimano for the longest time. Was everybody that I knew that owned a Shimano was a pompous prick, and it was always the line of, I'm a Shimano guy, and I'm like, I don't ever want to own a effing Shimano. Like I'll buy other stuff, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that people, when they find something in fishing, it seems like they kind of get tunnel vision of, oh, I had really good luck on Zoom, like I like everything Zoom, or
we actually talked about that today. We were talking about, like, there's a lot of factors, right? Like it's anecdotal experience, I think, is the number one biggest one. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think even though maybe it's the second biggest one, I think the biggest one is availability to the person, right? And so like, for me, where I grew up in the South, I mean, dude, it's Zoom and, like.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a real good point.
Zoom and Bandit and Norman and like those were
Berkeley.
The brands. Like, yeah,
us having Berkeley up here at Spirit Lake, Berkeley was everything around us. Like that was the big thing. Power bait, power
bait, dude. And like I remember being a kid, and like that power bait smell on my dad's boat. And so it's like those things that are like, you don't even realize, but it's like psychologically ingrained into your brain to just be inclined to use that product. And like you'll defend it to the end because it's nostalgic or it's whatever it is. And like, we've had people comment before that like Egg Zone. They're like, Egg Zone, I've never heard of that company. Yeah, right. Well, it's because it's not regional to where they live. Like their local tackle shop, their local Dick's, their local whatever they're going into doesn't have that. And so I think that's the 2 biggest factors a lot of the times, like with these brands and brand loyalty. It's what they know, it's what's available to them, and then it's their anecdotal experience with fishing that bait. I'm not a big Gambler guy, but Mikey's a huge Gambler guy. That's because Gambler is enormous in Florida. Yeah. And it's like, that's a great example of a bait that is super regional. Now, other people buy Gambler, but Gambler is enormous in Florida.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
I was just going to say, Debo, like the thing, just to touch on it, like, Gamblers big in Florida. I actually took second. Well, it was a team second place. We only caught one fish. It was my big one. It was almost 5 pounds in an early April tournament where it was called the Frosty Rod Open, where your eyelets are actually getting ice built up. But I was throwing a gambler on pinned wacky, or excuse me, pinned Texas rig, and I caught this toad. And so I'm like, now gambler is just like on my radar. If I see one that I like the color, I like the shape or something like that, and then I'm going to pair it up with a War Eagle, because a War Eagle finesse jig is my go-to. I'll punch you in the face if you say War Eagle finesse jigs are not good, because I love them. They're just going to catch fish.
I've literally had to stick jigs in his arm and take all of his other jigs, and he'll have to dig it out because that's all he's got to fish with, to force him to fish with other stuff.
I think right there. That's like exactly what I'm saying. I mean, that's your experience. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Then I think it builds confidence. Like you're just
that's just it.
Confidence. You know what I mean?
I know I can catch him on this worm. Yeah. Why would I switch to this other worm that looks kind of cool? I know I can catch him on this.
Yeah. Well, it's like today, we were deep fishing, and like Mikey immediately picks up a swim bait. Yep. I immediately pick up a deep diving crankbait. Both very effective, but that's what I knew. Like, that's what I had confidence in. It's like, this is what I'm going to go throw, because I can throw that with confidence, knowing exactly how it feels, what it's supposed to do, what it's supposed to feel like. And when a fish bites it, what's it going to feel like? When it hits grass, what's it going to feel like? It's, I mean, that's just everything, man. I try to explain people all the time, everybody is so brand loyal and so, this and that. But I mean, dude, it's your experiences with it, and that's good.
Yeah. And like the kind of the weird part about fishing too, like that I've thought about is, there's a lot of other deals where people literally don't care if you try to go off track, or if you try to take something that's already been done and try to do it different. Like, you look in the culinary world and it's like, they call it deconstructed. Oh, I've made deconstructed French toast, which is like, instead of French toast, they've made it some other way, fancy way. And they've done, there's all these other things of like, oh, people be like, oh, it was so good, I loved it. You get into fishing and it's like, oh, well, we had this ringtail worm or this ribbon-tail worm. We revamped it to be this. People are like, oh, you're copying this guy, or I'm not, I hate this. Or like I get into like 13 Fishing, for example. They kind of fell off the radar, and I give them props for, the Z slide, trying to do something a little bit different. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's stupid. They're trying to do different stuff. The little hook hanger on the top of the reel, I'm notorious for doing that. I know there's people that are like, that's the stupidest thing. And I'm like, I kind of like it because I don't scratch it up there, not for everybody, but I like they're doing something different, trying to change stuff, otherwise stuff's not going to change. It's going to be the same, the same part.
Yeah. And I really like the fact, Debo, that you and I are so much different. You are the guy that's going to go out there and you're going to throw so much more. For me, it's outside of the box thinking type of stuff. You're going to throw that deep diving, you're going to throw that big 8-inch swim bait, you're going to throw this and that, and I'm going to stick to my
on it, but I'll try them.
I'm going to stick to my War Eagle, and I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to stick to this. And one of the biggest things that kind of ties the whole thing back into a nice pretty bow is getting a good fishing buddy that's kind of out there and willing to try and help you better yourself as a fisherman,
Dude, I think you just kind of summed up the whole Monsterbass experience in that statement. Like, if you're somebody who's stuck in a rut, I think this is a perfect way to do it. It's exciting because you get a box every month, but it's cool because they're not only giving you the baits, they teach you. And again, I wouldn't have got on board with you guys if it was just like, hey, we have a box, like promote this. Like, I could care less, but you're trying to help other people grow. You're trying to help other people learn. Like, that's where I think Monsterbass is cool.
Different experiences too, and vastly different angles. Yeah. Like me and Mikey don't look at bass fishing the same way. We just don't. Me and Ty Berger don't look at bass fishing the same way. It's vastly different opinions and approaches to bass fishing, but all of it's viable. It's just, how does it fit into your style? Are you wanting to learn a new style? Right. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I used to be the guy out on the ledges, deep cranking and like doing deep fishing, because that's what I grew up doing. That's what my dad loves to do. But then I discovered shallow water fishing and running rivers and running creeks. And now I'm the dude who wants to be in water, that deep. And those vastly different experiences just help to build the whole package of an angler. And that's what we're giving. Yep. That's why I don't just do all the Monsterbass videos. Mikey does some, Ty does some. Like, we're trying to give you all kinds of different tools to help you have, build your toolbox up.
Yeah. Yep. Henry has a good question here. Henry, I've had this slotted for a while. Sorry, brother. But he said, has the size of the box ever been limiting? And I'm sure this is a tough one because you kind of touched on that earlier. You want to give a bunch of cool stuff, but you've got a budget. Like, it's not just, sky's the limit on a box.
Well, I'm not sure if he's asking if the budget or if it's the actual size, but I can answer both.
Oh,
we'll send you a huge box full of like 2 things.
Unfortunately, the box is
Give
only
me
12 by
$100.
8. We cannot ever send you a 15-inch swim bait.
Right? Like the box is 9 by 6 by 3. And it has been limiting. Like Savage Gear has some really big swim baits. And, I'd love to send them out. But then I also have to think about the geographic locations that I'm going to send them, right? And does it make sense for everyone? It's kind of like sending deep diving crankbaits to Florida, Sure, there's a body of water or 2 I can fish them in, but most of them you can't. And then again, a lot of people are bank fishermen. So the box hasn't, the box has been limiting in some cases. The budget, of course, has been, right? For every person that wants a mega bass in the box, no problem. I'll send you a box and it's going to have 1 bait in it and it'll be your mega bass, and you'll probably be really pissed at me.
Michael Bradley had one here. This is not for me. Tidal fishing in Iowa has been really slow the past couple of years. We said, do you have a box geared toward tidal waters? Anything ever like that?
Not today. Not really.
That's pretty niche.
Yeah. What we're going to do, we're in the process. On Monday, I'm going to look at a warehouse. I'm going to sign a lease, hopefully. And what that'll allow us to do is really kit a lot of technique-specific boxes or niche-specific boxes. So we'll pack a 3700 with everything that you need for tidal fishing, shrink wrap it, throw the sticker on it, have it in the warehouse, and it'll be a one-off sticker. It'll be a one-off purchase. It just won't be a subscription.
Do you think it would ever be sorry, Debo, do you think it would ever be, I guess, monetarily worth it to put together a very specific box based on region or season? So like if I'm a Midwest fisherman in the fall, if I want to buy a box from you, do you think I could click all the dots and you'd send me one? Or do you think that's just way too deep into the weeds and you would never get into anything like that?
We threw around the idea today about a quarterly box, and maybe it's quarterly, it's got a bigger price tag, and we hook you everything up by a season, and sure. And we might, we're gonna throw that around a little more.
I think that'd be cool.
Viable.
Yeah.
I mean, options are always great. So sorry, Debo, go ahead.
He's right. No, sorry. I was just going to say, the Guggen, they're, with Monsterbass, good Lord, with Mystery Tackle Box, they work with them, so they wouldn't be in, I don't think would ever be in like a Monsterbass thing, right? They're all, I think they have a partnership or whatever. And
you could, I could buy them and put them in the box, but it seems a little counterintuitive.
Right. Yeah. They kind of work with Mystery and have that whole deal with, what's their deal called where you buy the baits? Corals tackle. Texas. I do not have a code, but I know a Bearded Beauty who does have one.
Yeah. Beard, just like what's on my face. BEARD will get you 25% off everything on the website.
Use Alex's. Good dude. Good support.
We'll probably get you one now.
We probably need to. Yeah.
I bet Rafi's watching or Chad Spawn.
Yeah, Chad Spawn's watching.
One of the two.
Let's see. Alex, I did get to use Alex's crankbait. Ronald said, Alex, a 2 to 5 diving crankbait in Rhode Island is deep diver. LOL. Yes, that's the thing is like, so kind of what Alex was talking about before is, different people fish different ways. And it's kind of cool with the box stuff because you get a little, taste of that. And it's not, like Rick said before, it's not for everybody. I know some people in here were saying like, I don't want to get that stuff. That's fine. Like, just take your, $20 or $30 or whatever and go buy stuff at your local store. It's not, there's no hard feelings.
2 to 5 foot is deep for him, then he needs to pick up an Alex Red Fishing Signature Square Bill because that's how deep it is.
That's where I was going with that. And then I got sidetracked. Sorry. Yes. Thank you that's where I was going with that comment.
Yeah.
Mike, have to get it online. What else do we have? Leave your questions, Rick. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to throw in. We're at an hour. Usually we go an hour and a half. We've still got about 200 people in here. Let's get those numbers up, folks. Maybe I should do a giveaway. Maybe I should do. Here's something that would be cool. Hold on. Pick a
DEBO'S
comment
giving
or
away a
pick-
Metanium. Here we go. Let's do it.
No. Don't let Jim
Oh, wait.
influence you. He's a bad influence. Hold on. I got something kind of cool though that might be fun.
Just real quick, while DEBO goes and runs and does that, the one thing
Since
that
we
I
have-
did like about that, hold on, DEBO, real fast. The one thing I did like about the previous box that I did use is they would throw in at like a one-off special color type of thing, and I actually still have a chatterbait that is in this midnight blacky purple kind of color, which you couldn't get outside of that box. And I don't want to throw it because I don't want to lose it. I'm notorious for just breaking stuff off and whatever. Let me retie it. Do you guys do a whole lot of like the one-off like color schemes or anything like that? Or is that something you might think about doing?
Yeah, so actually, it's a topic of conversation that we wanted to bring up with DEBO at some point, because in the past we have worked with a custom painter to design custom patterns, and then we'll put it out the door. And maybe what we do is maybe we plan for something in the winter, maybe the December box, because it's a holiday box. And maybe what we do, we come out with a line of DEBO patterns on a Seeker series, and we could pair that up with his favorite charity, and everyone can get maybe they put their hands on I don't want to speak for them, but maybe they can get their hands on one of DEBO'S patterns, and we'll pair that up.
That'd be cool as hell.
Yeah,
that's what I just went to grab. If we can get,
that's always awesome. And I know a lot of people are like, I like this or I like that because it's a one-off or it's special or it adds to that confidence, that that little extra boost that may not help you actually catch the fish, but it builds you up and makes you catch the fish. You know what I mean?
But if you have that special DEBO touch on it, maybe that'll help.
That little extra sauce.
Is that creepy? Sorry. Okay, so what I was going to say, the reason I jumped back, if we can get 250 people on, share with your friends, share with your aunt. Let's get up to 250 folks on here. I'm going to paint both of these. Rick, sorry, don't drop me from the team. But as soon as I saw the Rolo with the purple, and it's only because these matched, the Rolo with the purple, I'm sorry, I took the feather off and put it on the Topwater bait because it matched so well. But I've got this one, the Patriot, and the Sexy Dog, which is one of my top, I would say probably 2 favorite walking baits. If we get 250 people on, I'm going to paint up both of these in a color that you want, and I'm going to give both of these away to you. Whatever you want.
Wait,
what
color Sexy Dog is that on the top there?
I actually like this one, and I don't want to paint over it. Tennessee Shad 2.0. I'm actually probably going to keep this one because I've got a bunch of like white ones. And we'll probably
it's not that other color, is it, DEBO?
Some other color. I think it's the shizzle, not the shizzle.
The shizzle. Yeah.
Oh, the shizzle. Awesome.
Stop, literally.
Dude, I love the shizzle.
I just lay across it.
So that's the deal. Share with your friends, share with all your coworkers. Let's get to 250 people. I'll give you 2 DEBO customs. Hell, maybe I'll throw in $50 of baits. Let's have a fun night. And this is only for the OGs watching, because we know all the nerds drop off before an hour if they're not real fans. So let's keep the questions going. What do you got for Rick? What do you got for Alex? I think Mikey maybe snuck in again. Maybe he left. Yep. So we got all 3 of these guys. Use the resources. Ask him.
What do you mean?
Sam's shy. Sam only points the camera at people. He doesn't get on camera.
Get Sam in here. I don't know Sam. I just know him from the.
There was no room on that
picture stud.
Now there's some room on that couch.
The dog
sit on laps if you have to. Get everybody in here.
DEBO, do you want to do an old school? If
they wanted me to
only
lay
had
across
one
them, but I
combo
wasn't
to
comfortable.
fish,
Do
would
what?
you choose? Like an old school, if you only had one combo to fish.
Ooh, that's a fun one. Yeah.
Reel, line, not lure.
Let's run
Reel,
run
line.
through.
What would you choose?
I think I know some of you guys. What you would probably say. What do you got? What do you got, you guys? If you could pick up one combo.
Rod and reel forever.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be
forever.
like we're not talking brand and stuff. Really more lure, like just kind of give us a general breakdown and the lure you tie on.
So forever.
7 foot.
Forever.
brand?
Yeah, we're pretty close.
I want to go.
I don't even know if it matters much as the brand, as long as it's like Really light.
It's got to be durable. It's got to last.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's gotta last a
go-
long time. It'll last a long time.
I'm gonna go a 7.3 medium heavy with a jig.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah. Who said? Wait, who just said that?
that's you can do
Skip
everything
it.
with
That's
it.
Rudd.
Dip it,
Oh,
taking
smatter
ugly
it,
stick
smother
'cause
it,
it'll
cover
never-
it.
I'm taking an ugly stick because it'll never break.
We've fished it
That's
for like
true.
60 years. Still cranking away on it, doing everything flipping.
Oh, sticker giveaway. Jesse, I would do a sticker giveaway, but I did save those all in the Randizzle pile. He's getting all my stickers. Frank, I agree. Sexy Dog is Sexy Dog is one of my top 3 favorites.
Across everybody.
Paint the same pattern as my pit. A stubby dog pattern? We could do a stubby dog pattern, black and
Ooh.
white. That'd be pretty sick, actually.
I wish they could like see more of what the dogs are doing to him right now. Like, look at
What the dog doing?
Oh, he's a lap dog.
Just crack.
That's the way, that's the way stubby dog is too.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Love for the pit dogs. Let's see. Oh, Chris. Yeah, poor Chris. Chris actually was throwing the exact sexy dog from the Monsterbass box, and had he thinks probably close to a 40-inch pike grab it, and he lost it right at the boat. Finally broke it off. I'm sorry, not a 40-inch pike, a 40-inch muskie right at the boat.
Oh, that's even crazier.
Which is yeah. He was on a good muskie lake we have here in Iowa. We've got a couple. And funny enough, the same as Chris, I've never caught a muskie throwing the big stuff. All the muskie I've ever caught have only been off of bass stuff. So let's see. Amazon, love the Debo channel. Total noob here. Can you please advise my sons on how to start to watch fishing? Totally close when it comes to what lures. Oh, whoops, I didn't have you shared. Said love the channel, Debo. Well, thank you, brother, for watching. Total newbie said, can you please advise my son started fishing, totally clueless when it comes to what lures for what fish, etc. Man, that's like a wide open, whole different live. I would say if you and the kiddo are fishing, get a Senko, a stick bait, 5-inch Senko, Texas rig or wacky rig it and throw it around some of the local ponds. You'll catch some stuff, or just regular bobber and worm. Like that's how pretty much all of us, I'm guessing, started
minnows,
out.
crawlers.
Yeah, minnows, worms, crawlers. You can catch bluegill. You catch everything. Let's see. What else do we have for questions? Heath. Got a question for anyone. How do you keep soft plastics from melting when you carry them in your car for pond hopping before or after work? My Missile and Z-Man are both melting. Okay, my first question is, did you put Z-Man? Yeah, did you put Z-Man and Missile together? Any sort of Elastec stretchy bait that I've ever seen or heard of does not play well with plastisol baits. Do not mix them.
Get like
I'm
5 or
guessing
6
that might be
cargo pockets and individualize them.
Just keep them in their own
each
bags.
pocket.
Yeah, if you're bank fishing, keep them in their own bags. Throw them
Don't
in a
mix. Don't mix unless they're a friendly mix.
Let's see. We had a question. So Gramps was leaving his question. We had people dropping for the rod stuff. Texas Grunt said, awesome. Just subscribe to Monsterbass. Looking forward to trying new things. Well, that is cool. Thank you, brother. I should give a reminder while we're waiting to get people in. We probably aren't going to get to 250 tonight. We're getting kind of late in the show, but screw it. We got a bunch of cool people on. I'm going to paint these up anyway. At some time here in the next 20-ish minutes, we're going to pick a winner. I'm going to paint both of these up for somebody. You're going to get a couple Debo customs because I love y'all and I want to support and help the fishing friends.
While you guys are
friends.
Debo, while you're doing
Rick,
your
was that
thing,
Rick making fun of me saying fish and friends?
I want
Alex, why you gotta
to
make fun of
ask
me?
you guys, like, how do you get over the nervousness of
fish and
throwing like a
friends.
super deep diver? Like that's
I
my
get what?
biggest thing is like, the bigger lures or the deeper divers. I always feel comfortable with that medium range.
And you did it today for the first time.
I've never thrown a super deep diver. I threw a, what is it, dives to 20?
Yeah, 20-foot dive.
Dives, I've never thrown a 20-foot
I've
dive.
thrown to 6 is my deepest diver.
Yeah, so
to 6, that's me.
Chuck it a country mile and reel it in as fast as you can. And, I did it 4 or 5 times and sure enough, caught a fish. I mean,
so it's just get used to it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just you got to try it. I mean, take the advice of guys that do it all the time. Listen to what they say, do it, and you'll catch fish.
Yep. Pretty much.
That's
pretty much it. I mean, it's just doing it. I mean, it's like the first time I ever threw a $250 swim bait. I mean, I was tied up, and like after about the 20th cast with it, you're like, okay, so like I've kind of got that off my back. Now you just go throw it. Now I'll ding it off docks and don't even think about it. So
Why do you need a $250?
You don't.
So tell me you don't pay for $250 someday without telling me that.
No,
You don't. Heath.
And then popped
Heath
one
said
off.
no.
Pay for another one.
Heath, if you keep them in the original bags and they're still melting, I would say keep them out of direct sunlight. And if you can, anytime you can bring them with you or keep them out of the direct heat, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, like
them
out of sunlight, maybe like underneath your back seat or underneath your front seats or in the trunk or something like that, if you can.
Go to Walmart and get one of those little plastic boxes they sell for like $4.
Yep.
It's like a little
like a Rubbermaid
box. Yeah, Rubbermaid box, dude. That way that crap doesn't get in your vehicle.
Yep.
Yo, yeah, like a nice little tote to throw all the like friendly baits in.
And then you can sort your stuff out, man. I got like 20 of them in the garage. Crawls, creatures, worms, and you can really get your stuff sorted out really well.
Yep. Randy does that. Randy actually just got a big, huge Rubbermaid and has them like kind of divvied out.
I would love to do better at what that is, but I have all these totes that I start out the season and I'm like, this goes here, that goes there, this goes here. Second trip into the season, they're all into one tote and it's bulging at the seams. And it's just that being able to, get after it, All
right, what else you guys got for questions for the Monster Bass crew? We got a bunch of cool people on tonight. Hit them with your questions. What do y'all have? Do the boxes ever come with cargo kilts? One day we'll get Randy in a cargo kilt out fishing. Cops called, Randy almost drowned, cargo kilt ensued. Ooh, Tyrell, just bought an airbrush and starter paint. What clear coat do you recommend? That's awesome, man. I love seeing other people get into painting. The easiest, if you're just starting out, is going to be a 30-minute epoxy, like DevCon or I forget the stuff that I use. I forget his name, Bob Lewis or something like that. 30-minute, you just mix it up half and half, paint it on with a paintbrush, and let it dry.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, Alan, that's another good one. I don't know. Do you guys ever use like the money bags? Kind of like the Monster Bass bags. There's a whole bunch of, different ones out there. That's another good one, if, with supply chain deals, I guess. But, if you get the Monster Bass bags or any of those, that's another good way to keep the plastics in. I've got it in here. This is an old Tackle Warehouse one, but, anything like this, this was everything I had in my truck at one time and just threw it in here so it wasn't laying on the floor. Just keep it like that and throw that in and out when you go, and it's kind of all together.
Okay.
Here's a good one. How about this? So you're on the Monster Bass website. You get $10. Let's bump that up to 20. Let's say $20. $20. Which baits are you guys buying? If somebody's new to the Monster Bass channel, hopping on the website, again, make sure you use code BEARD. You can save some money for Mr. Alex. And if you're just getting on the stream, I did post the link below.
Money go a lot further.
Yeah, I should have made another reminder earlier, but Monster Bass was nice enough to do a special for the stream. Oh, and Randy said, F y'all, I'm out of here. But it's a $1 bait, so it's a free bait, but it's $1 shipping. You have to click the link on your phone if you're watching. Click the link below in the description on your phone. You hit send, follow the instructions. You get $1 bait, one of the Seeker 6s. I don't have any here. They're all out in my box. I was trying to fish them, but $1. It's a buck bait. I tested it out to be sure to make sure Rafi and Rick weren't lying, trying to take advantage of you, but it is really a $1 bait. So check that out. But anyway,
you need to highlight Roman Outdoors comment because that's just the answer to that question.
Let's see, Ramon Outdoor. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
he's a good cat. Always watching live. Yeah, I got that perp. I was so surprised because I'm like, man, if I could only get one of the Rudd cranks, I hope I get the perp. And I got the perp.
Dude, perp's the deal, son. It has been so good here. It's been silly.
I was talking to a local guy here, and he was talking about how purple is so good here in the Midwest. I'm like, dude, people aren't on it yet. Black and purple or purple chartreuse, it's money. I should show you this. I don't know if you've ever seen a gizzard this pretty. I don't know if people use that together, gizzard and pretty. Am I not manly because I said pretty? I don't care. I'm over the whole ego thing. But I've caught a lot of gizzards. I have never caught one like this, and it's probably going to be hard to see on this.
Oh, wow.
I've got this stupid thing. But, dude, the amount of purple on the back of it back here, here, and the amount of blue here, let me make myself big. That's like one big reason. All you can see is freaking, never mind. But anyway, there we go. Look at the amount of purple on that thing's back.
Yeah.
The amount of blue. And that's not edited. That's literally just
Yeah.
a picture. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of gizzard shad, but dude, this thing it was crazy how much color it had on it. And you know, for those like sexy shads, what's that?
It was like super clear water. It was like stained water. Like, why do you think it was that? Why that one?
I wonder about spawn. You know, if it's like bluegill and green sunfish, they get real bright when they spawn.
I've noticed
I don't know if it's like
a bunch of shad get together on our lakes, like when they group offshore or they group up to spawn, like the thread fins get purple, the alewives get purple, the grizzards get purple. Like you'll snag them bad boys. I mean, like their whole back will be purple, and it's usually when they're a bunch of them together. When they're alone, they get like their backs almost turn gray, like black. It's weird.
We got perch.
We got them dead Jim perch too, and they're yellow and green and red, and good Lord of mercy.
That's cool. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, purple's the deal though. It's the juice.
blurple on the top, striper color over here on East Coast for night fishing. It's a black purple. Definitely gets crushed.
No, what was the purple with the pink on the belly?
Debo, check out the new purple Cincos. Henry says my dad swears on purple Cincos. Our herring here on Kerr have a purplish tint on their back too. Caught a few yesterday in a fluke. Well, let's see. Let's pick a winner. Let's pick a winner. I will pick somebody here. We'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Crankbaits, fluke bites working right now.
The Alex for crankbaits, man. I'm telling you.
I was thinking go like a wide gap, something you could like flip and Texas rig with too. Like if you only had $20 to spend, if we can get some of the
Texas
EWGs, like
some weights,
one like quarter-ounce tungsten, something like you
and
just throw a
little
bit of everything. You could do some damage with $20.
I like the Tokyo rig. After my experience in the past couple days,
we did fish that like
Tokyo
15 different ways.
Dude.
It felt like.
Yeah, Tokyo rig's versatile.
We may or may not have footage of Mr. Mikey Balls bowing up on like continuous
smoked them
Tokyo rig fish.
Smoked them.
Like the rod went this way and then it came back and went back towards the fish. Like it was a full 90-degree just bowed up.
Bowed
up. Rod. And then maybe we popped a rod.
All right. So all you've got to do is do hashtag Topwater. I'm going to paint up a couple of my baits that I have and give to a lucky winner tonight. Hashtag Topwater. While we're doing this, we're going to answer a couple questions in here and see what's going on with the chat. Friends arriving boys should have fun on a fork tomorrow. I haven't been watching any of that. I've been bad at following any sort of series stuff.
They've been cracking them.
Yeah, we've been working, but like I looked at my phone a couple times the other day and they're cracking them. There's like several high 20-pound bags like every day. It's going to be an interesting finish.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
I think Lee's still.
He's still in the lead. I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah. Polnick's up there now, and Swindle's up there now.
Yeah, Polnick dropped a dirty 30 today.
Mm-hmm. And he did 27 the day before.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. And they catch them on Topwater.
But the bags are building. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That would be a good finish.
What's the best way to fish a gambler big easy and what colors?
Oh, Gold Rush.
Yeah, Gold Rush is pretty
Rush.
And let's see here, even just like a black blue and just a little screw lock hook with slight belly weight, dude, and start buzzing it. It's that time of year. The brimmer up there spawning, man.
So yeah,
that was what, Mikey? I didn't hear just a belly weighted swim bait.
There he is.
There we go. So grab a Gold Rush or a dark colored Big Easy, throw it sideways across the water with a screw lock hook, and make it go boom, 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 boom. There's a lot of brim and big shad up shallow in the grass. I'm sure you guys got early grass coming up, and they love that quick skittering across the top, and you get some killer blow ups.
So almost like actually. Funny, I have one here. It's like a teckle, almost like that plop on the
same
top.
Concept,
Interesting.
So that free rig, I've played around with it quite a bit, flipped it. I've still not got it figured out, to be totally honest with you. I think the biggest thing is you have to throw something that has some appendages on it to slow that bait down, because obviously that the whole purpose of a free rig is that weight is going to drop a lot faster than that bait is, and then you just have that bait fall weightless behind there,
or even elastic,
or like an elastic.
Something we screwed with the Tokyo rig was using those Z-Man craws and using something that has that elastic, and I really think it accentuates the action and like that.
You can even
caught
see
most of
it.
your fish yesterday on that.
Well, you can even
dude.
see it just like holding it in the water, like a higher salt content bait just falls in, right with the weight, where that Z-Man holds it up just a little bit. But yeah, the free rig's really interesting. The biggest thing I'm trying to figure out with it is how to set the hook with it, because like you can't like jack them with it. You gotta like reel down and kind of ease into them, because what happens is where there's so much separation between the weight and the bait, it's almost like a Carolina rig, where like if you flip it on a bank, you almost have to have enough distance in between you and the bait that you like sweep into it and lean into it, where you can't just like jack them straight up like you would with a jig or Texas rig. Yeah, it's been weird. I'm still playing with it. I'm gonna play with it more this year.
Yeah, I've not touched it much. Randy said his internet has gone kaput, so I don't know that he'll be back on, but I know he's played with a lot. He's really liked the free rig. Otherwise, I haven't been watching it. I think there was a dude on the on one of the elites who was throwing it and had a lot of success.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I haven't heard a ton out of it. I've seen underwater footage. I feel like it looks different. Like it's not just a Texas rig that's falling down. Like Rudd was saying, it's almost a mix of like a Carolina rig with an unpegged Texas rig, where it comes down, and then like the plastic is like lagging behind a lot longer. Like it's got that, you've got that kind of Carolina riggy draw or drag fall kind of look. Maybe it's just a I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing in my head, but
like a split shot. Yeah, it's a very strange deal. Like
years. I used to small. Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we have for entries? We're gonna grab a winner here, and then see if there's any more questions. All right, we're grabbing. I'm gonna give a 5 count, and while I look for any other good questions here, here's a good one that Red might be able to help with. Going to Douglas Lake in East Tennessee in July. Any lure or technique recommendations?
You got some TNT. No, you'll be good. Well, I'll be totally honest with you. So the deep bite's going to be good. So you're going to want to go check some deep stuff. But there is a whole segment of fish that live in the very backs of the creeks, and there's a lot of willow trees on Douglas. And I'm talking, like, when I say a lot, I mean like, you can go 200 yards back in the willow trees and still have 4 or 5 foot of depth on the things. And so I love to go in there and literally punch willow tree limbs. And it is so much fun. Like you literally braid 1 ounce weight and like just take that thing and drop it. You like literally, I will take my rod and like put it out and just hit the bell and like let it drop down in the tree and just start jigging it up and down, and it'll go donk, pull the other direction, and you just horse them out of there, dude. It's so much fun. So that's something I would check out. And then the topwater bite's always good in the morning and in the evening. So if you're willing to get up and get out early, you'll probably catch some on topwater.
I do enjoy an early morning topwater bite. Okay, let's see. Let's grab a winner here. I am sharing, right? Yes, I am sharing. Draw. It better not be Joshua Simonson either, who's won he or fishing the Southeast. These guys have a cheat code. Roger Merritt. Roger, I don't think you've won before. Roger, welcome, brother. Thanks for watching. I did forget to say you have to be here. You have to be present to win. I forget to say that every single time. Because we have had not only people trying to swindle Debo and send emails saying I won, but now we've also got like some bot BS of lazy piece of crap people that can't actually work a job, but try to swindle other people out of stuff. So listen, it will only be me reaching out to you. There will never, ever, ever be a third party for one of my giveaways. So if you're ever unsure, reach out to me on Instagram. I had probably 20 different people on the last video reach out to me. Unfortunately, they responded to like 50 people on a video and said they'd won. You have to like text a number or some bull crap. Basically like the thing that Rick is doing. So he might be trying to take advantage of you. I don't know. But
tell me that $50
no, it was
PayPal you. It wasn't even you. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. So don't ever do that. But Roger, let me share here again. Roger, are you in here? Let me get back to comments. Roger, hopefully you're here.
You're still dancing.
Congrats, Roger. Oh, crap. Roger, if you're here, make sure you respond, brother.
He's gone.
Joshua Simonson, I got called out. Yeah, because you and Fish in the Southeast have cheat codes and win like 75 giveaways.
Cheat codes.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but they got cheat codes and win all the time. Oh dear. Roger, are you here? I don't think I've ever had anybody, I forget to mention it, but I don't think I've ever had anybody that's not been here. Roger, calling Roger Merritt. Are you here, Roger Merritt?
Go take a leak.
Yeah, right.
Poor Roger.
All right. Jermaine says he's out of here. Be good, brother. Take care.
Oh, he is.
Oh, Roger Merritt. There he is. All right, Roger. Thank goodness. Okay, so email me, debosfishing@gmail.com. Do a screenshot of your YouTube so I can see like where you can change your stuff or like where it shows it's yours. Send a screenshot of that and then your address and stuff, and then I will get that sent over to you. But I just want to make sure it is you, verify it's you. Because one time I had like 4 people email me saying, "Oh, hey, I'm so-and-so, I won." But they weren't dirt balls. Okay, so
Balls of dirt.
what else do we have before we roll out of here? We're at almost an hour and a half. Usually that's what we keep it to. Any last minute questions? Anything you guys want to add? Where can we find all of you? I think people know the Monsterbass deal, so know where to find Rick. Mr. Alex Rudd. I think you guys all probably know him.
Everything's under my name.
Sam Moore. Sam, I've never met you before. Nice to meet you, dude. I've seen your pictures. You do some fantabulous work. Can people follow you on
I'm flattered.
Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, dude. I'm just the guy that makes these guys, semi look good. Depending on the day.
Not me.
Rudd looks good. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes combs his beard. Mikey today had this like lusciously long hair going in the wind in the boat.
Luscious.
Rick
And then Mr. Mikey Balls. I don't know if he's still there or not, but Mr. Mikey Balls is in there. Y'all probably know him too. There he is. Him and the Bog Dog. Make sure you follow him. These guys are a load of information. And it's cool because you're going to learn different stuff from different people. I do a lot of bank fishing, and I don't do the deep stuff. So if you all are looking to do that, or the Floridia stuff, with the deep vegetation and what have you, punching and swim baits, you can look to Mikey. So it's cool because you kind of get a taste of everything. And that's kind of what Monsterbass is about. Going back to that again, I feel like we've said it a few different times, but one of the cool parts about working with y'all. So that's all I've got tonight. Do you guys have anything? Any sign out thoughts?
Love you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on the show.
Yeah, for sure, guys. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you again next Saturday. Love you all. Thanks for watching. And until